Next, I would like to introduce Senator Debbie Stabenow from Michigan, who rose to the forefront in the recent climate change debate and help ensure that American agriculture producers have the opportunity to be a participant in this program. As you know, in Europe, they aren't under the mandatory cap-and-trade program. We think they have a tremendous role to play. And if you want to encourage good behavior, oftentimes a limiting factor is the revenues that are needed in order to accomplish it. And I welcome to introduce Senator Stabenow.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Tom. And I'm so proud that the National Farmers Union is working in conjunction with the Chicago Climate Exchange. And Bill Ferretti, thank you for being here as well. And it's always wonderful to be here with Senator Dick Lugar, who is such a leader on these issues, looking forward and in your own life practice, which I think is also so important on your farms. And Senator Ken Salazar, who has joined with me in our work on creating an agricultural offsets program that can be a critical part of the solution as it relates to global climate change. We sat in this room in the subcommittee that I chair on forestry, conservation, and rural development, and heard from a wide array of both environmental organizations, farm leaders, and businesses that spoke about the fact that we can measure agricultural offsets. We can provide the opportunity for agriculture to be a part of the solution in the global climate change and in the legislation that we expect to move forward next year, and that it's very important that we do that. We had put forward as an initial amendment a $1 billion per year carbon offsets program that would have both lessened the cost overall of the legislation that was on the floor by about 35%, and in the first 2 years, by accumulating $2 billion in 2 billion tons in carbon offsets, you actually are able to address about 35% of the carbon costs that were identified in the first year. So there's a major role for agriculture to play. We can both protect our environment, we can incentivize protecting our forests and address issues around soil erosion and runoff and wildlife habitat, all at the same time that we are addressing the question, the very, very serious issue of global climate change. So it's a win-win. Agriculture is part of the solution and needs to be recognized in any legislation that we have. And I think what is being done here with the Chicago Climate Exchange along with the National Farmers Union is an example of what can be done when we're all working together. Thanks for